The rain tapped gently against the old window panes, a steady, familiar rhythm, like the house itself was humming a lullaby. Inside, the warm amber glow of a floor lamp stretched across the living room, painting everything in shades of honey and gold. She sat curled on the sofa, her knees tucked beneath her, a game controller balanced in both hands. On the television screen, tiny cars raced across neon-lit tracks, tires screeching, engines roaring, but her face stayed calm, almost dreamlike. A small smile played at the corner of her lips as her car drifted smoothly around a sharp curve. She pressed her tongue lightly against her cheek in concentration. The room smelled of rain and old wood, and something faintly sweet. Perhaps the wisteria climbing the outer walls, drinking in the night. A vine tapped the window. She glanced up. Outside, the city glittered through the downpour, blurred orange street lights, silver puddles rippling on the cobblestones. The distant shimmer of a world still awake. But in here, everything was still. A small potted fern sat beside the lamp. A knitted blanket hung over the arm of the sofa. A half-finished cup of tea, now cold, rested on the side table. She set down the controller, stretched her arms above her head with a long, quiet exhale, and padded into the kitchen. The kitchen welcomed her with soft white light. Rain streaked the wide window above the sink, and through the blurred glass, rooftops disappeared into low gray clouds. She tied back her hair, washed her hands, and opened the refrigerator, its light spilling out cool and clean against the warm room. She laid vegetables on the cutting board one by one, a carrot, half a cabbage, a handful of mushrooms, still smelling of earth. The knife moved with gentle confidence, thin slices, careful cuts. She hummed something shapeless and sweet, barely a melody, more like a sound she made when she felt safe. A pan met the stove with a soft clang. She turned the knob, and a small blue flame bloomed beneath it. Oil shimmered, then hissed as the vegetables touched the heat. Steam curled upward in slow, twisting ribbons. She added a pinch of salt, a dusting of pepper, a spoonful of something red and fragrant from a small ceramic jar. The aroma that rose was immediate and deep, warm, savory, alive. She stirred with a long wooden spoon, watching the colors change in the pan. Pale green, darkening, edges going golden. A pot of broth came to a boil beside it, bubbling in low, rolling waves. She lowered the noodles in slowly, watching them soften and sink. Then she turned to the counter. Strawberries, bright red, cold from the fridge, went into the blender with a pour of cold milk and a spoonful of honey. She pressed the button, and the machine roared to life, spinning everything into a thick, pale pink foam. She poured it into a tall glass, added a paper straw, and smiled at it, like it was a small accomplishment worth celebrating. She carried everything to the living room on a wooden tray, the bowl of noodles sending up little wisps of steam, a plate of golden vegetable crisps, still warm, and the strawberry milkshake standing tall and pink and perfect. She clicked on the television. A cartoon played, a round little bear building a house in a forest, failing cheerfully, then trying again. She laughed once, softly, through her nose. She ate slowly. The noodles were silky, the broth rich and gentle. Each bite felt like something more than food. It felt like the night itself, taken in carefully. When the bowl was empty, she set it aside and leaned back into the cushions, the milkshake cool and sweet in her hands. Outside, the rain had softened to a whisper. The city lights blurred and shimmered behind the glass, like watercolors left in the rain. She looked at them for a long time, not thinking of anything in particular, not wishing to be anywhere else. Just here, just warm, just her, and the rain, and the quiet glow of a night entirely her own.